Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Invincible podcast, probably the best superhero podcast in the universe. This is a show where friends sit around and talk all things Invincible, a comic book and animated series written and created by Robert Kirkman, Corey Walker, and Ryan Ottley. I am one of your hosts, Ryan, and today I am joined by Bill.
Hey, Ryan.
Hi, Bill. And TJ. How are you doing, man?
Oh, hello.
It's TJ.
we got a pretty fun episode planned here. We're talking all about Ryan Ottley's run on Spider-Man. I'm excited to talk all about the 20th anniversary announcements for Invincible, and a few other housekeeping things. A bunch of emails. What's so funny, Bill?
If you guys say 20th again.
20th. Why?
Because you can. Ryan doesn't feel good, guys.
I have a little bit of a cold.
Yeah, we did skip a month if you couldn't tell.
So yeah, like last month,
I wasn't feeling well.
Last month we planned on skipping because we were like, oh, we got Chroma, so we're gonna skip, our November episode, and then Chroma was pushed back a couple of weeks, and we're like, oh, then let's record our November episode, and then Bill died. And is a zombie now. Like your whole house got hit pretty hard.
It was bad, man. I'm just getting my hearing back in my right ear because I got a double ear infection and ruptured again. It was bad. It wasn't good. So I really hope that you don't go down that. I guess it's really bad right now. That what is it? The RSV.
I'm not sure, but anybody that has a teacher in your house in the house it's bound to happen at some point between Katie being a teacher. Liz, it's just happening, man. You just got to be prepared for it. And I loaded up. I knew it was coming. I loaded up on all the Zicam, all the, vitamin C, all the stuff I could take to help, kick it early. So we'll see.
And all the doctors, I mean, we went a lot. We were in urgent care a lot. The kids went to their pediatricians a lot. And they're like, yeah, they were all expecting it because everyone had masks on, for last year. So immunities were way down. But yeah.
Yep, that's how it is. So hopefully everybody's staying healthy out there, and hope everybody had a nice holiday week with Thanksgiving and everything. TJ, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing. I haven't died. It's been
good.
It's been a decent month, and Thanksgiving was okay. It was good. You know what I mean? It was Thanksgiving. Yeah. But it's now turning into the Christmas season, which is my favorite season. So excited about that. And this is our December episode, so it's kind of a Christmas episode, but it's not.
This is our last episode of the year.
Oh, wow. Well, congratulations, I think, right?
Thank you.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess so. But while we're on the holiday spirit, so the kids and we were watching 8-Bit Holiday.
Oh, yeah.
Or
Katie and I
8-Bit Christmas.
Yeah, literally just talked about that before I came in here to record and how we want to watch it.
It's great. Have you ever seen it?
Oh, yeah. We love it.
Okay, yeah, it's great. And there's a couple scenes where they're at the mall. And it's just like mayhem at the mall. And it's funny because we were watching it at my sister's house, and my mom, my sister, and Liz, my wife, were sitting at the kitchen table, all with their phones out on Amazon. And I look at Riker. I'm like, Riker, do you see what they're doing right there at the kitchen table? That's what it was. That's what we used to have to do is go to the mall. And so on Sunday we went to the Gallery Mall, which is like our really big mall in Buffalo, and it was like nothing.
Is it dead?
Yeah, it was busy for what it is now, but it was still dead. And I wanted to go so we could experience the holiday mall season, and it was fun, but not what it used to be.
We just had a huge snowstorm here out our way, and it was fun. The three of us got to go out, get a drink in downtown Buffalo, and hang out a little bit for the first time since probably Chicago Comic-Con that we got to do something like that. Had a really good time, but it was nice having that big dump of snow, and Christmas decorations are up, so it is quite seasonal, and I'm enjoying it. So yeah,
dude.
All right, so let's get into some housekeeping. If you want to email the show, like a bunch of people did, we've got a few emails for this episode. You can email us at theinvinciblepodcast@gmail.com. You can find us over on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, all that good stuff. Theinvinciblepodcast.com is our website where you can find all the episodes listed, contact information, reading order guide, all that kind of stuff. We do have I put a poll together. It's not really a poll. It's more of a survey, actually, for the top Invincible covers. And I put it out there on Twitter, and I made a Reddit post, all this stuff. I want to try and get as many people to submit to this survey as possible so that we can do a whether it's a whole episode or just a segment or part of an episode, or separate video. Not sure yet, but we want to kind of talk about our favorite covers, and it'd be nice for there to be a section where it was like, community voted covers. What are your favorite covers? And specifically covers. I know a couple people in comments are saying, oh, I loved issue 50, with Cecil and all that. I'm like, no, just the covers. Like, you can like the covers, and a lot of time your attachment to the cover does have to do with the contents of the issue and what that meant. But we're talking strictly the covers. And there's variants listed in there and everything. So anyways, that link is listed over on Twitter. I'll probably tweet about it again, in the coming weeks or so. But it'll probably be, January or so that we get to talk about those and, do a nice video where we have our covers posted up there and we talk about which covers we share being our favorites and everything. But yeah, so check that out. TJ also recently did an unboxing video just earlier today as of this recording. I'm recording a little earlier in the week than this will go live, but go check it out. It's over on our YouTube. It'll be the video probably right before this, or I'll put a little thing up right here if I remember, that links you right to that video. So TJ, yeah, you did the Skybound mystery box for their CGCs.
Yeah, 4 different CGC comics come with it. There's 1 Walking Dead, 1 Invincible, and then 2 randoms. And go watch the video. I won't say what I got, but
don't spoil it. Yeah,
I was so happy with what I got. So yeah, check out that video.
Very fitting for you, TJ. I thought.
Yes, it was. I was really, really happy for you, and that was a good pull. I will say, they're all 9/8. That's like kind of the thing that they're all going to come CGC 9/8 every now and then.
They're all at least 9/8.
Exactly.
At least.
So one was actually a 9/9 in your video, but you didn't. I just want to make a point to call that out. You didn't notice at the time of the video, so. You did notice.
I was so happy with the book itself.
Yeah.
And then I went on to the next one, and I didn't realize that it was a 9.9 until after the video ended.
Yeah.
So that made it all the more better.
Yeah. You don't need to leave a comment. TJ knows that it was a 9.9.
Now he does.
Now he does. But no, that was pretty cool. So and like he says in the video, if you got a mystery box, you got some cool Invincible covers or some other covers you want to share with us, let us know in the comments of that video or tweet at us or whatever.
One other thing.
Yeah.
That I did that I thought was pretty cool was my Ryan Ottley commission that I got. I don't think we talked about this on the show, but I got it colored by
Nathan God,
Fairbairn.
Yes.
So we can put this up here. My commission that I got, my zombie commission of all the Invincible characters, and then Nathan Fairbairn himself, Invincible colorist himself, colored it for me, and it turned out amazing. I love it so much. It's so sick. It's the background of like everything that I own, all my computers and cell phones. And
so yeah, if you're watching the video version of this episode, I'll put that up here as well. What is that?
That's Koba trying to kill the cat.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, TJ, you need to get that printed somehow. We need to find a good printing company to get you a good printed version of that colored one.
Hopefully,
Nathan Fairbairn even sent me like tips on how to get it printed out and what paper to put it on and all this like literally like terms that I've never heard of before.
Yeah.
Like he's like, you want this, this, and this, and that's like he was
perfect.
Awesome. He's so cool. Yeah.
To be fair, I mean they're both really cool in their own way. Like the Ottley original with just the red in it is fucking amazing. It's so good. But yeah, Fairbairn, his color, man. I remember it's been a while since I saw it, but like I specifically remember Mark's bloodshot eye. And I was like, oh man, it's so dope. Mm-hmm. So yeah, definitely check it out.
Yeah, it's good stuff. The Adam, Eve, and Robot action figures are out. They're out now. You can find them on the Skybound store, probably your local comic shop or game store or toy store, whichever, or just over on Diamond Select Toys. They've been up for pre-order there for a while now. You should be able to get them there. And the Monster Girl, we actually were able to, they gave us the exclusive on listing that image, that first reveal of Monster Girl being the next figure in the series after Ellen the Alien and Duplicate, of course. So very excited for Monster Girl, especially that monster form version of her looks super cool. That's going to be great, especially next to Robot. Can't wait for that. But yeah, Adam, Eve, and Robot are out now. As soon as all three of us are healthy enough to be in the same room, we will do an unboxing video soon, hopefully, and get that up on our YouTube page as well. And Diamond Select Toys was kind enough to send us a few extra, so we are going to do some giveaways.
Maybe around Invincible anniversary time.
That's a good idea too. We got to talk about the giveaways and how we're going to do those, because we could probably do more than one with these. So keep an eye out there. Check out the YouTube video, and of course, go get your figures.
With this being the last one of the year, our last episode of the year, I'm sure we'll talk about it at the beginning of January, but keep an eye out for us in January, because we're still kind of, putting a plan together for some special things that we're going to do for Invincible's anniversary, like mid-January, but we got some things in the works.
Oh, yeah.
So
and Skybound does too, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. Mm-hmm. First, we have an email. Bill, can you take this one from Judd?
Yes, I can. Hi, guys. Long-time listener, fourth-time writer. Last episode, you were asked what Invincible covers you'd like to see zombified. My favorite, and he spelled favorite with a U because he's Canadian.
Or he's like European, or he could be anywhere.
No, he signed
Judd from Canada.
Okay, so he's Canadian.
My favorite Invincible cover has always been 107, Amanda, Monster Girl, facing their son, Monax, who is restrained heavily in metal. I honestly think this is my favorite, again with a U, cover of any comic, not just Invincible. Years ago, I reached out to Ryan Ottley to ask if the original art for that cover had been sold yet, and he told me he was hanging on to it for the time being. I talked to Felix a year or so later, and he told me that it would be coming up for sale soon enough. But they wanted to sell all of 107 pages as a set. Wow. Rather than splitting them up. Eventually, the set did go up for sale, but there was no way I could afford 32 pages of original art unless your name is TJ.
And a cover.
Definitely not.
And someone luckier than me nabbed the art pages up right away. The annoying thing is the story. The annoying thing to the story is the buyer was obviously just a reseller, as I've seen this set sold on auction sites a couple times since, for folks with even deeper pockets than it had originally gone for. So the buyer was not a fan, just someone looking to make a buck. Unfortunately, that happens a lot with original art, no matter where you go. Anyway, back to zombie fun. This cover would look amazing with zombie Monax chomping and spitting, trying to bite Amanda, who is not a zombie, kneeling as she already is on that cover, just out of reach of Monax's nasty zombie teeth. She would be crying and holding a weapon, knowing she has to put her son Monax down. Classic zombie tragedy. And ... Steve is Powerplex from the show. You really don't think so?
No.
I think they could turn it into it.
No.
Love, Judd from Canada.
Thanks, Judd. Such a great cover.
It is a good cover. Good issue.
As I'm sure we've talked about, if you've listened to our episodes and for years, the Amanda, Robot, and Monax whole family drama relationship stuff is some of my favorite parts of Invincible. So yeah, great cover. That's a good idea for a zombified cover as well.
God, such a fun idea. Because she's a man when she's Monster Girl.
Yeah.
And when I remember when they had a kid, you're just like, oh my God, that's such a smart. It's so freaking smart.
Yeah. And yeah, man. So obviously we talk about it. We've been meaning to. We just haven't found the time. I'm sorry. We do need to watch the final 2 episodes and do our watch along for the final 2 episodes of Invincible. But we were talking about it the other night when we were out. And so I put on episode 1 the other day while I was at work and just kind of listened / half watched. And man, it's so fun to rewatch that, because it's like I watch it every 4 to 5 months, and it's just long enough for it to be like, man, this is good. So
it's been a while since I've watched it. I'm definitely gonna watch it again. When I was at the mall, I was wearing this hoodie, and someone random
way.
I was in FYE, so it was very much, which doesn't sell music or movies anymore. Like, they sell stuff.
Is it just Funko Pops?
Yeah,
like
pretty much.
Funko Pops and
it's like weird candies, like Rick and Morty candy and like things like that, like Reptar.
Yeah, they're like a Spencer's Gifts, but kind of more mainstream. But anyways, he was like, nice hoodie, and I was like, oh yeah, cool. But I didn't really stop to talk about it. But you forget, you know what I mean, that the show's out there and people watch it.
Yeah, very cool. But all right, let's go on to our news segment of the episode here. We've got exciting news off the top right away. I mentioned it earlier. Chroma is out. TJ, can you take this?
Sure. Chroma is out. So go get issue 1. Chroma is by Lorenzo De Felici, who was the artist of Oblivion Song, which he just did the art of Oblivion Song, and Robert Kirkman wrote it. But Chroma is created by Lorenzo De Felici. It's written and it is illustrated by him, and it's honestly, it really is incredible. It's one of the best. Only the first issue is out so far, but it's one of the best single issues I have ever read. And we loved it so much in Skybound X that we started our own side podcast called ChromaCast. So check us out over there. You can email us at chromacastpodcast@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter at ChromaCast. Our first episode is out as the first issue is out. So read the issue, watch our first episode, and follow us over there.
Yeah, and it's nice. It's a big chunk too. It's an oversized issue. It's $7.99. Oh, yeah. Don't be afraid of the price point. It's totally worth it. Totally worth it, especially the size of the comic, and you will not be disappointed. And then, yeah, absolutely come and listen to the podcast as we break it down.
Yeah, we had a great time with Wyatt.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Wyatt Layne is on with us as well as our fourth chair. So
that's right. Who does all
of
our music for this show, that show, Oblivion Song, all that. But yeah, we had a great time. All right. Now some big news. Possibly the biggest Invincible news of 2022. I don't know if that's true. It might be though. I just sent you both the link if you want to follow along. There's some images and everything that I'll post as we talk about it over on the video version of this episode.
Fun.
Comicbook.com got the exclusive. Skybound announces massive plans for Invincible's 20th anniversary. So this was back on October 11th, which seems like quite a while ago, but again, we skipped our November episode, so here we are talking about it. 2023 marks the 20th anniversary of Invincible, and Skybound has a year-long celebration in store for fans. The groundbreaking comic series from Robert Kirkman, Cory Walker, and Ryan Ottley is one of the most successful new superhero franchises of the century, and recently became a hit adult animated series for Prime Video that's ramping up for Season 2. It talks about the creation of the series, 144 issues, year filled with celebrations and new releases for its 20th anniversary. So here we go. Comicbook.com can exclusively reveal plans for the Invincible 20th anniversary. 2023 will see the release of an Invincible 1 facsimile edition reprint.
Do you guys want
to talk about each of these things as we go, or do you want me to go down it and then go back?
Well, let's just talk about each one. What's a facsimile?
TJ, you disagree?
I think you should read the entire paragraph, and then we'll go back one by one.
Can someone needs to tell me what a facsimile is?
Facsimile, I had to look it up, Bill. It's basically a 1-for-1 copy. So it is they're going to reprint Invincible issue 1 as it was. I think that means all the material that was in it, or the pinup, whatever, is exactly the same. And if I'm wrong, correct me. Shoot us an email. But I'm pretty sure that's what that means. All right, the rest I'm just going to list them. Invincible #1 Facsimile Edition reprint, the Invincible Undeluxe 1 one-shot, the Invincible Compendium Volume 1 hardcover, Invincible Volume 1 New Edition, Invincible Universe Compendium, along with apparel, collectibles, tabletop games, video games, and more. And now I'm going to
kill those last
I know.
How can they just go over those like they're not fucking huge deals? Come on.
So all right, I'm going to read the rest of this just because there's some good stuff here. Wow, 20 years. I can't believe it, said Robert Kirkman. Invincible is something that Cory, Ryan, and I have devoted a large portion of our lives to. Now that it's being discovered by an infinitely larger audience, it's really great to see it live in so many different forms. It's so gratifying to know that people will be falling in love with Invincible for years to come. Cory Walker says, I'm not one to usually get excited, but 2023 is going to be the biggest year for Invincible yet, with so many crazy and unexpected things on the way. I'd say Invincible fans should get ready, but there's really nothing you can do to prepare for all the awesome that's coming. And then Ryan Ottley, Invincible is turning 20. Happy birthday, Marcus Sebastian Grayson. I'm so happy to see so many new viewers and readers jump in and experience our series for the first time, and I can't wait for everyone to see what's next. Yeah, and then here we go. We can go down the list here, and then we'll talk about these things as we go. Invincible #1 facsimile, and Invincible Undeluxe #1 will be available at comic book shops and digital platforms on Wednesday, January 25th. And then we've got the cover for the facsimile edition. Looks like it did. Obviously, they added the Skybound logo, which was not a thing at the time, but the rest of the cover looks exactly the same. And then we've got the Undeluxe. So, here it says about the facsimile. It returns with an all-new facsimile edition, reprinting the highly sought-after first issue to give fans one more chance to own it. Yep. Invincible Undeluxe one-shot follows Mark Grayson's journey again from the very beginning, but this time in black and white. This Undeluxe version will feature a memorable array of variant covers, as well as an installment of The Cutting Room Floor, featuring Robert Kirkman's original handwritten plot and commentary. So, I've talked about it for a little while now, towards the end of the episode, when we talk about other stuff that we're reading and everything. But Walking Dead Deluxe is amazing. It's amazing. So it's the colored version of Walking Dead. They've been releasing it bi-weekly. And in the back of each issue is The Cutting Room Floor, which is Robert Kirkman's handwritten notes about the issue, like when he was plotting it out early on, and then him commenting on those notes being like, I can't spell, and just like goofing off and talking about, why he came up with these story points and where they were leading and where they ended up going. Super insightful, really interesting stuff. And I've always wanted something like that for Invincible. So the Walking Dead Deluxe, it went from no color to color. This is the Invincible Undeluxe. Yeah. But it's got all the same stuff in the back of the issue, all the handwritten stuff like you're talking about. But this is just a one shot. Yeah, they make it very clear to say one shot. And it's not deluxe. It's not Invincible Deluxe. This is not the same thing as Walking Dead. I think that they're making that pretty clear. I think it's incredibly unlikely. I do not think we are getting that same treatment for Invincible, which is a bummer. I think that would have been really awesome. There's plenty of stuff that's coming though. Like yes, exactly. They're going all in. Oh with so many different things. This isn't us complaining. This is just like no. But you're right, TJ. It is the first thing speculating. I thought of. Yeah, was like, what if it kept going? But I really don't think it would. I don't either. And I'm really excited to move on because these next covers. So the Compendium one the cover is awesome. So yeah, Invincible Compendium 1 hardcover. So we got a new version of the hardcover for the Compendiums because the Compendiums previously the hardcovers were really expensive, weren't they? Like San Diego Comic-Con or something like they have the small square image on it and. Yep. I don't have them. But they're really hard to get and expensive. So I'm assuming this is going to be 2 and 3 you can find, but the first one is very difficult to find. Really? Is that? I mean, I'm assuming they're going to reprint 2 and 3 as well. But right now they're just talking about and revealing 1. So Invincible Compendium Volume 1 hardcover, brand new hardcover, collecting issues 0 through 47 of the popular superhero comic, exclusive to comic shops in honor of their support from day one for Mark Grayson, Omni-Man, and all your favorite characters in the Invincible universe. So yeah, very great cool. Cover, new Ryan Ottley artwork. Sweet. Volume 1 covers. These are fucking awesome. Like, this is the one that I'm most looking forward to because I've always been a trade paperback kind of collector. That's always what I've always gone for. And when I first started collecting Invincible, that's how I read it, and that's how I continued to collect it. So I don't own any of the original hardcovers. These look so cool that so I'm getting all of these. I'm getting all of these. Their covers. It's Cory Walker. Yeah. It's Cory Walker, but it's the animated show, obviously, and we talk about it a lot. And if you guys are listening, if you skip around, like Cory Walker did all of the art, the still like photos, anything that was like a still photo, character designs. But if there's a picture of Mark in the background or like his family, like there's pictures that like Nolan picks something up on the phone. Cory Walker did those. Like that's his art. So this is so awesome. This is like just an updated version of Cory's original art, which is so cool because like look. I mean, he did this, right? Terrible. Like I don't know how I can make it look better. But yeah, issue 1. Yeah, so he did issue 1, and then these are so clean looking. I love it. The design on these is awesome. The thing that makes it pop is the full color background. Yeah, it makes it look so cool, and the fact that they're both different colors, and I'm assuming
going forward, they would all be different colors and different characters. Like, it's so good.
Yeah. So this will be released in the summer of 2023. Fans will discover Invincible Volume 1 New Edition, collecting the Invincible comic book series from the very beginning in an all-new 6x9 graphic novel format with stunning new covers from Cory Walker and Dave McCaig. Now, I have not... and it's interesting that they only mentioned one. Is summer 2023 also Volume 2? But I have not measured out what the previous ones are. I know Mara over on Twitter mentioned it or called it manga cover or manga size. So like, what size are 6x9? You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna have to measure that out because I don't know if that's the standard trade cover. So it might be.
I wonder if it's like the size of the Super Dinosaur books, because I feel like those are a little bit smaller.
Oh, interesting. Maybe. But yeah, so be aware that might be a different size as well, which is still really interesting.
Yeah. This other one, this Invincible Universe Compendium, is so sick. So discover more of this exciting world with the Invincible Universe Compendium, collecting Invincible Presents Adam, Eve 1 and 2, Invincible Presents Adam, Eve, and Rexplode 1 through 3, Guarding the Globe Volume 1 through 6, Guarding the Globe Volume 2 1 through 6, and Invincible Universe 1 through 12 in an all-new format. This is your chance to go beyond the adventures of Invincible and Omni-Man to learn about your favorite or soon-to-be favorite superheroes in a single edition. Guys, this is the one that you need to get. Like,
how often do we talk about
Tiger,
this?
let's go.
We talk about it. We talk about it all the time about how they needed to do this, and they heard us.
Yeah, put this in a collection. That's huge. This is so great. I love this.
It's all so good, guys. It's all so good.
Yep.
Like, I remember when we finished Invincible and then I went and read it for the first time, it revitalized me. It like got me excited about Invincible again, and to have it all in one spot, how fucking exciting is that?
Yeah.
How exciting.
Really cool. I can't wait for that. I can't wait to see the cover.
Yeah, I mean, that's all the information that we have. They didn't talk about the tabletop games or the video game.
Yeah, no date on the Invincible Universe Compendium. That's probably going to be later half of next year. You know, we'll see. But yeah, so apart from all of those things, they also say, along with apparel, collectibles, tabletop games, video games, and more. So that right there, what do you guys have to say?
What do you think and more could be? Invincible branded rollerblades?
It'll probably be,
I'd buy them.
I mean, there's apparel, collectibles. That covers pretty much everything else. More could probably just be like featurettes, videos, interviews, that kind of stuff. Hopefully some meetups or something like that in San Diego. That kind of stuff is what I think and more means.
Yeah. Maybe they'll announce the hard copy of the show.
Oh, that'd be so great. I really hope they do that.
Like an actual Blu-ray?
I know.
I think they will. I think
if they did like a
I want a Mondo vinyl.
Dude, if they made it like a collection, like a collector's edition, like $100 for the first season, like something ridiculously expensive, people would still buy it. Yeah. And like that would be worth it.
They did something recently. We talked about it. Was it The Boys? I think it was The Boys season 1 got released on Blu-ray. So there's a precedent for this.
Yeah,
at least I think so.
Happen.
But all right. So video games, tabletop games. I know this might seem like a weird statement. I am more excited for tabletop games than video games, only because I know video games is, it's going to be the thing where I have my expectations in check. I hope it's something that's very, ground up, made for Invincible, and it's either something story driven or fight driven. I have higher expectations for that, I think. But tabletop, I mean, I'm almost a bigger fan of tabletop games these days than I am video games. Video games, I'm very particular about what video games I play. I don't play a lot of them, and when I do, I'm very picky about which ones I play, and that's just what it is. But tabletop, I've got a mountain of tabletop games, and I can't wait for something like that. That's infinitely replayable.
You and I play a lot of tabletop games. I agree. And the reason why I'm kind of going off of what you're saying, the reason why I'm looking forward to tabletop more is because I'm not expecting a lot of people went nuts online and was like freaking out about it. And like open world. Oh, it's going to be, what team is going to pick it up? Is it going to be like Bethesda or like, I'm not expecting that. I'm expecting like to get an Invincible package in Fortnite.
Dude,
something like that.
Exactly.
It's gotta happen. It's gotta happen.
Yeah.
So something like that. Like
so
I think
if it's just a Fortnite drop or a DLC or something, then they covered video games. That's check mark.
Exactly.
So
and
I'm
that's what
not
I'm expecting.
putting my expectations out there that it is going to be an Invincible game. If it is, we'll play the shit out of it. Can't wait. It could be a mobile game. Like, we don't really know yet. But tabletop, regardless, like, that is going to be...
Imagine playing an Invincible tabletop game that was made to be invincible. Like, we've played Invincible games and we've tried to turn this into that.
Yeah.
But it's with Invincible dynamics and Invincible storylines, come on. I can't wait.
I hope that they pull from everything. And I hope they make it really unique and involve the sequids and teleportation and you know what I mean? With Angstrom Levy and dimensions. They can make it really interesting.
I've probably got 3 or 4 notes on my phone of just ideas of Invincible tabletop games. I've gone over this before of all the different types of things you could do with an Invincible board game. I can't wait. I hope, even if it's a simple, quick card game, we're going to have a blast playing it, bringing it to conventions, playing it on the podcast. But then if it's a big tabletop game where we're getting miniatures, we're getting actual gameplay and board play, and we're going to be doing videos on that, and we're going to get really in depth onto that. Oh my God, can you imagine? I can't wait. That's super exciting. But yeah, otherwise, video games, expectations in check. I'll play the shit out of a microtransaction heavy mobile game. I don't care. I mean, it's
it could be like the Marvel card game that just came out. It could be something. It could be something like that.
Yeah. Or
if you were to go through our library of episodes that we've done over the past 7 years or coming up on 7 years, you could probably find 3 or 4 episodes where we go in depth of talking about what we want out of a video game. I mean, we talk about it all the time. So it's out there. And it's everything. We all want something different.
Telltale is back. I mean, they're releasing Wolf Among Us 2. So it's making a resurgence, hopefully. And I feel like it could be something like that. We talk about.
Yeah. I think, like we've talked about before, I think Telltale would make the most sense when it would be involving an alternate dimension Invincible, or a version of Invincible in which you get to make those decisions. So I don't think that would happen until the animated series has revealed that that is a thing in Invincible.
Which I don't think a video game would come out.
True.
I think if a video game were to come out, it would come out around the same time season 2 drops or after.
Oh no, at least, yeah. So I guess that's right. Even if we were getting into alternate dimension stuff, if Angstrom's coming up soon, then yeah, maybe that is a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, the Batman came out and from Telltale, and it didn't completely change the lineage of Batman. It could be a Telltale game that's just a side thing that Invincible is doing or going
through. A Batman story coming out, I think the general public know that, hey, this is a Batman story. But then all of a sudden, Invincible is this big thing, and then an Invincible thing comes out, and it's all about changing the story and it being a different story. I think that might be a little jarring.
No, I don't think it would follow the story. I think it would be like the Batman was a side story of Batman.
Oh, yeah.
This would be a side story of Invincible.
Yeah.
Something completely... it would start out hey, I'm invincible. This happened. Now let's go on a whole side.
I could see that
side thing.
Almost like a thing that this takes place between season 2 and 3, but it doesn't really, it can.
Yeah.
But it just kind of fits. I like that.
So what is Skybound's affiliation with the Callisto Protocol? Because when it was announced,
I think they are.
Are they still affiliated with it?
I think they are.
Kirkman.
I think they are publishing it.
Publishing it?
Yes.
And Robert Kirkman was a part of it as well.
Did he do some writing
it's
on
his
it?
company. No, he just. I remember there was an interview with him talking about Skybound, and their partnership or something like that. But I didn't really look into it enough.
I'm pretty sure they're just a publisher.
Okay. So I mean, they're obviously making connections with big studios, and I mean, we could get a AAA kind of title.
That's true.
We could.
Our partnership with Striking Distance. Yeah. Not sure about that, but I think it's publishing because that's what they do with Slime Rancher and a few other games that they help publish. So yeah. And obviously there's the Walking Dead VR games.
It does say that Kirkman is actively working on it.
Interesting.
Really?
Yeah. But it doesn't say specifically that he was writing it or anything, so I don't know.
No.
Yeah, I think we would know if he was writing.
Yeah, no, he definitely didn't.
So the last thing with this 20th anniversary announcement was that over on Twitter, the official Invincible Twitter account, Invincible HQ, tweeted out each of these things, each of these announcements as a separate tweet, just like we've gone over them. But then the last thing they said was, and finally, in January, there will be and then it says, redacted by Cecil Stedman of the Global Defense Agency. What do you guys think there will be in January? So I think the most common response to that on Twitter was
season 2.
Trailer for season 2.
Do you think so?
I could see it
Do
being.
you think so?
I could see it maybe being a teaser,
like
maybe
a super duper, like a 35-second.
35
teaser?
seconds, I think, is even long. I think either a very quick teaser, but I think it's more likely to be teaser / casting announcement. Because you gotta think that last time it was about a year or so before getting all those casting announcements, if not more, before season 1 came out. Of course, the release of season 1 was a little choppy because of COVID, but I think we're getting close to the point in which we can start getting cast announcements and actors and start building the buzz, especially around the time of the 20th anniversary. There's got to be connection to the show.
It could be both, Ryan. It could be, hey, guess what? Here's a trailer with some casting news as well.
I just feel like the show is still not that close yet. I feel like they just finished their, they probably finished up voicing, but how long animation takes after the voices, like,
we all agree season 2 is
year?
next year.
Yeah. So they have to have something done, TJ. And it's not like they could have like a team just working on the trailer.
Hold on. Are you saying that it's coming out March?
No, we know this.
I think we're all saying between summer and fall.
Yeah, I'm thinking fall. So if they were to release a trailer 9 months ahead of time, like, I just don't see that as happening.
It's early.
So if you agree that we all agree it's coming out next year, but that doesn't mean like they're going to drop a trailer on New Year's Day.
We talk about this all the time, TJ. You're always a pessimist, and when you put that negative energy out there, you're never going to get anything good. So can we all agree that it's going to be the fucking trailer? It's going to be 15 seconds long, just a title card, just like. Just like some, season
TJ,
2 is coming for...
TJ, what do you think would happen first? Casting announcements or a trailer? Or a teaser trailer?
Casting announcements. He's the pessimist, dude.
What do you think, Bill? Predict it.
I'm agreeing. Right now. I think
which is coming first.
I think it'd be weird to get a teaser trailer
Tell you what, Ryan, to answer your question, I think casting announcements are going to come first. That is my prediction. Go ahead, Bill. Don't be a pessimist and make your prediction, and then we'll see who's right.
I think we're gonna get. I think they're gonna just a sneak peek of the show. I think we're gonna get a full length trailer. Yeah.
All right, that's your prediction. Now we'll see who's right and who's wrong.
Yeah,
oh my God.
That's my prediction.
I'm saying it's a mix of both. I'm saying there's just going to be a quick, even if it's just Invincible flying by, something season 2 Invincible coming soon, featuring boom, boom, boom. These actors.
That's what I said. It could be both. It could be. They could
even
make
be
a trailer for a casting.
I was gonna say it could even be footage that isn't in the show.
That would count as a teaser trailer, TJ.
No, it wouldn't.
Yes, it would.
Yes, it would. Yes, it would.
What?
I think that would count as a teaser. Just the title and a quick shot of something.
You're saying that would count as the first trailer?
No.
Or Invincible season 2?
No, it would count as the teaser trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Not for
movies
Invincible
do that stuff.
2.
Yeah,
that's not. It's not. No.
We'll see.
Casting is all we get.
Casting with a visual aid. That would be classified as a teaser.
Yeah, it's not a teaser trailer.
We've got a couple
tomato, potato.
Listeners that wrote in with their thoughts on all these announcements. Bill, can you take the first one?
Yeah, I'll take one from Owen Seiler. Hello again, members of the Invincible podcast. At the time of me writing this email, Skybound has just unveiled some of their plans for Invincible's 20th anniversary next year. Crazy, this book is almost 20 years old. I also saw that Amazing Spider-Man by Nick Spencer and Ryan Ottley won the co-creator catalog for the for the month, even though I personally wanted to see Irredeemable Ant-Man. And hashtag Never Destroyer. Sorry, Bill, especially. So he's a part of it. Mm-hmm. Maybe I should stop reading this now that I know that. So for this email, I have 2 questions. One, if you could see one piece of Invincible media, comics, TV, action figures, etc., that has yet to have been announced for the 20th anniversary plans, what would you most want to see? Personally, I'm hoping for an update on the Battle Beast mini that Kirkman and Ottley are doing. If we got a trailer for season 2, that would be okay too. Did I skip number 2?
No. 2 questions. One. I
have 2 questions.
Oh no, that's in the next part.
Oh, okay.
He has a second part to this email, but that we're going to read later.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about like all the things we are hoping for next year regarding the show and the 20th anniversary. If we're also getting more Battle Beast, can you imagine if we also we're gonna be so busy? There's gonna be so much stuff. But maybe it's just the announcement of that, and that isn't out yet because we know Ryan's still hard at work on Hulk. So it's probably a while before we get any more new Battle Beast.
Yeah, and I don't think it's coming back until February, right? The next Otley's Hulk.
I'm not sure.
Did that come out?
Well, 11. Yeah, so 11 comes out this month.
I think it's soon.
Right? 12 comes out in
February,
January, and then 13 is when Ottley is back in February, or when it releases, I think. Or I could be a month behind.
Yeah.
Do you guys think that that's going to affect Battle Beast at all? Because Ottley writing Hulk more than he was supposed to. I think it was kind of a surprise.
I think there is no Battle Beast. There's nothing confirmed. They left it open ended and to be continued ? I think
it's probably going to be like Science Dog, where they might bring him back at issue 25 of Firepower or something like that.
Actually, and I don't think there's any hard schedule on the books. I think he finishes Hulk, and then if that's the next thing, then hopefully Battle Beast. So that means it's probably going to be fall. We'll see.
That's more pessimistic thoughts going out there, man. I just really don't like it. I'd like for you to say March. Maybe that could be March. Could that? It's impossible. It's
give us the tabletop game in the first half of the year. That way we have plenty of stuff to do.
I would like a big thing
early.
To be a big thing that could not just casting news or something super small like that, or a tabletop.
You just don't want all the
coming. I want there to be something to do.
Can you imagine if there is a Battle Beast ongoing comic, a board game, a video game, and the show happening all within the same week? If all those things are relatively new within the same week, we're gonna die.
Bill, you say I'm pessimistic. I say you're selfish. We just got a whole ton of news. A whole ton of news.
And news is news. I don't want news. I want stuff.
Wow. Skybound's not doing enough for Bill. They better do more. I mean, keep Bill happy.
I could give you news all day. Tomorrow I'm going to eat a sandwich, but that doesn't mean that I'm actually going to eat a sandwich right now. I want the sandwich. I don't want news that I'm going to eat a sandwich.
You're calling their bluff that we're not just going to get really cool hardcovers or anything. You want in your hand right now to prove it? Wow.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Do you see this, Sean Makowitz? Do you see this?
All right. TJ, can you take the next one?
Oh, all right. Matthew Novak writes in and says, my favorite announcement from the Invincible 20th anniversary is the Invincible Universe Compendium. I have the Invincible Compendiums already, so having one big book with all the spinoffs is perfect.
Agreed.
And it was needed. Agreed.
Wait. So
it was
cool.
needed. Yeah.
And then we've got another one here from Jack. Hi, guys. I've been listening since January after reading the whole comic run because of the show. Even though I do adore the comics, I realized it feels like it kind of just ends. So the 20th anniversary stuff, I'm very excited overall for it. And I think I remember seeing news on an Invincible game, which if that's true would be great. And I would love to see how it would play. I do partially hope it gets a few more issues just to wrap up the stuff with Angstrom Levy's kid, but overall really excited to see what the 20th anniversary brings. Also a bit off topic, but I've been reading more of Kirkman's stuff and was seeing what you guys would think would be the best to start with after I've finished the stuff I'm reading at the moment, that being Oblivion Song and The Walking Dead. So Kirkman, other than Invincible, Oblivion Song, and Walking Dead.
Destroyer.
The very clear answer is if you've read Invincible, our favorite side character, side IP is the Astounding Wolfman.
Yeah.
It's so damn good. It's only 25 issues and it's a complete story from beginning to end, and it's amazing. It's like hardcore crazy action, and it's super emotional.
Jason Howard is great. And seeing his growth as an artist is amazing as well.
Yeah,
Astounding Wolfman.
It's very easy to read too, because it's its own little self-contained thing. But it feels very. This is in the Invincible universe, so it kind of scratches that itch too. So yeah, hands down. And also Tech Jacket, like
Tech Jacket is cool.
Tech Jacket's great. Kirkman's run on it is awesome. Even the continued, like the newer Tech Jacket stuff is very cosmic and really out there, crazy, wild. So you should read that too. But yeah absolutely, Wolfman.
Yep. Agreed. So now time for our main topic. We're continuing co-creator catalog, where we talk about, where we look at one of the other projects that the co-creators of Invincible worked on, whether it's one or two of them together on a project. This one is The Amazing Spider-Man, in which Ryan Ottley signed up for right after the run of Invincible ended. And he is doing this with, he is, inked by Cliff Rathburn, who also worked on Invincible with him as his inker. So there's some familiar looks in this. And so we're going to talk a little bit about this. I got some like whatever you call it, fun facts at the beginning here. This came out in 2018. In March 2018, it was announced that writer Nick Spencer would be writing the main semi-monthly The Amazing Spider-Man series, beginning with a new #1, replacing the longtime writer Dan Slott as part of the Fresh Start relaunch that July. The first 5-issue arc was titled Back to Basics. During the Back to Basics story, Kindred, a mysterious villain with some relation to Peter's past, was introduced, and Peter resumed his romantic relationship with Mary Jane once more. The first major story arc under Spencer was Hunted, which ran through issues 16 through 23. The story also included 4 .hu issues for issues 16, 18, 19, and 20. The end of the story saw the death of a longtime Spider-Man villain being replaced by their son. And in this, Ryan Ottley worked on, so this run was over 50 issues, I want to say. Actually, much more than 50 issues, the Nick Spencer run. But Ryan Ottley worked on the free comic book day reveal of this new run, as well as the issue 1 through 5, 11 through 13, 16, 23, 24, 25, 28, 30 and 31, 37, 41, 42, 43, and 49. So he did 21 issues in the first, roughly 50 issue run. Plus, he did some additional cover work for issues that he didn't do the interiors for. Ryan Ottley said early on in an interview, I decided to jump off. When he ended Spider-Man, he said, I decided to jump off of Amazing Spider-Man. It just comes down to me simply wanting to work on other projects. Amazing Spider-Man was my first comic book I ever bought as a kid. It was what I thought was the best superhero ever made, so I always wanted to fulfill that fantasy to be the Amazing Spider-Man artist one day, said Ottley, who had nothing but nice words about his experience. And now, with around 2 years on The Amazing Spider-Man and 20 issues under my belt, I feel like I've gotten my fill, and I want to have other projects to work on, other characters I'd like to play with. So, do you guys remember when this was announced? Mm-hmm. What was your initial impressions?
I think I was all of us were just so happy for Ottley, because he always talked about how much he loved Spider-Man, and because we were so close to Invincible that I always felt like we were, not close to Ottley, but close to Ottley, just like as fans. And to see him kind of fulfill his dream was really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he always really talked about that McFarlane poster of Spider-Man on his wall growing up, and this is just one of those things that he did it. He got of course it's a huge achievement to do a series as long running as Invincible, and that is probably the greatest achievement, that he's ever done.
And he openly says that.
Oh
too.
Yeah, of course.
He openly says it.
That's why I say that. I feel like that's safe to say. But then being able to be like, yeah, I did Spider-Man. I went in there, had my fun, got to draw some cool stuff, and then I bounced. Like getting to do that is so great. Go ahead, Bill.
I think that says a lot about Invincible and like how great of a story and comic that is for an artist to be that inspired to stay with it for so long, and for you to have a dream, for Ryan Ottley to have a dream to work with Marvel and do the Amazing Spider-Man, and after 20 issues be like, yeah, I want to do something else.
Yeah. Yep.
Like it took him 130 something issues to do that with Invincible, and even then the story was kind of completed. I remember when this was announced, it was kind of surreal because we haven't really ever seen Ottley do anything other than Invincible, and I feel like we always thought like Invincible was kind of this little niche, you know what I mean, like this best kept secret kind of thing, because it wasn't like for the masses, and seeing Ottley like move on to Marvel and a huge name like Spider-Man was kind of surreal. It was cool. I'm not a huge fan of the Marvel comic, really anything like that, like DC and stuff like that. I talk about it openly.
Ongoing
like
big two stuff.
Yeah, there's too many threads and stuff. And when this was announced to be like a #1, I was really excited about it. I was like, oh, cool. Like, so I get Ottley doing Spider-Man and it's like a #1. And then the first thing is like, this is a continuation of everything that happened. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
But I mean, Ottley's art was incredible. It was so cool.
Did you read it when it launched?
I excitedly got the free comic book day thing, which was like, wasn't that like kind of like the sequins? Like there were these green things attacking.
I always thought that was too, but that was
like
actually issue 1.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
What was the free comic book day?
The free comic book day is just him running into like Boomerang, Electro, Rhino, and just kind of stopping them, and then it ends with Boomerang being his
roommate.
His roommate, yeah.
All right. Yeah. I probably read like maybe the first 5 issues, maybe even less, because again, it's like I love Ryan Ottley's art, but if it's with something that I don't necessarily like to read, it's really difficult for me to stick with it. But
yeah. TJ, what about you?
When it originally came out, I think I read the entire first, trade paperbacks worth. Maybe 1 or 2 issues after that. But it had been so long, like I definitely had to reread it again for this.
Yeah.
But yeah, it kind of got away from me. We can go into more about that. But yeah, I was reading it more for Ottley than I was for Spider-Man. And I like when it comes to Marvel, Spider-Man has always been and probably always will be my favorite Marvel character. But like Bill said, when it comes to Marvel comic books, I'm kind of turned off to their way of storytelling. Like there's some great stuff and there's some mediocre stuff, and there's some stuff that's geared toward this type of people, stuff that's geared toward that type of people. And I have always been more of a DC, dark and broody Batman type thing. So I've always loved the DC comics. But I read it for sure.
I was really hoping for like an Ultimate Spider-Man kind of thing. You know what I mean? Where that was like its own beginning story, isolated. But go ahead.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm just with you, well, both of you. I mean, I, of course, excitedly read them when they came out. Stopped after the his first run, because how this was handled was obviously, like I said at the beginning, Ryan Ottley did free comic book day and then 1 through 5, and then he was off for 6 through 10, and I didn't pick those up. I wasn't too interested in the art style. The story had kind of lost me, and that's just kind of where I dropped off. But I always appreciated seeing his posts about it, seeing new Spider-Man art every now and then, seeing new issues out there. So yeah, I was excited to reread this first trade, and I especially, I'd almost say I love issue 1. I think issue 1 is a ton of fun. It's oversized. It is that whole alien invasion. We get to see Ryan Ottley drawing all the different heroes in the Marvel universe. It's a cool Mysterio story. we get a lot of great moments with him and MJ. And, of course, it's the return of their relationship. But again, that's complicated because it deals with legacy stuff. Like, it's not,
I was like,
not
what,
a standalone.
they're not together? Yeah.
No, I know. And as the series went on, it became a little bit harder to follow if you weren't keeping up with not only the past Spider-Man history, but also the ongoing other series that tie into it and so on.
I will say one thing that was kind of frustrating was that one reason why I think we were all so excited about this run of Spider-Man was because the legacy stuff, we didn't think that it was going to play a big role because this was Spider-Man issue 1. Mm-hmm. And it did play a role. So that was kind of disappointing that we did have to kind of know somewhat of a background there.
Yeah.
That's not to get off topic, but I feel like that's just what, I mean, once like the new 52 came out, remember when that was like, DC was like, okay, we're scrapping all this stuff. We're starting over. We're slapping number ones on everything. It was still, I mean, Scott Snyder even said, he's like, I wanted to keep some of these story things. I wanted to like that history to be there. So I just made it whatever I wanted. Like I didn't restart it. So it's not fair for them to do that. Like they try and stop doing it.
They try and have their cake and eat it too. They want to appeal to the people that have that history, that have that knowledge, and want these characters and to feel like all those stories they read have meaning and value. Like because they've spent so many years reading these stories, they should continue. But they also want to get new people like us to jump on board. I guess the winning situation would be to just tell a standalone story and do the legacy thing. I was kind of hoping this would be a standalone story when it was first announced, or at least a little bit more standalone. But, for what it was, it definitely had its moments that I enjoyed. It had some good comedic bits. I really did like the first issue ending with him splitting into 2 parts. I thought that was a fun, not gimmick, but fun little twist on with great power comes great responsibility. What happens if he splits into 2 parts and then you've got one that is all power and one that is all responsibility. And it had some funny moments between the two of them, his 2 halves. But really the thing that shines is Ryan Ottley's art. I mean, it's the thing that keeps me coming back and keeps me reading it. So
yeah, I like you said, like some of the comedic bits, it had a lot of really good one-liners. Yeah. I liked it when he told Black Cat, "Bye, Felicia."
Bye, Felicia.
And then he was like, "Oh boy, I hope that wasn't the last joke I get to tell that she hears from me." Like, I thought that was really good. I thought all the Mysterio stuff was so good.
Yeah,
I loved really that. Was my favorite part of the whole thing was Mysterio's parts.
Yep, I really like his Mysterio. There were a couple Invincible nods early on. I know there's the one where the bad Spider-Man, is doing all the branding, and he has a Burger Mart and a Viltrum logo on him. And then there's another point in which it shows the building that's crumbling and the people running away from it, which was in issue... it's when Nolan's telling his story about where he really comes from to Mark. And it's, anyways.
Is it 75? No.
No. Super early. It's like 11. Or
I think it is 11.
It might be 11.
I think it's 11. And then 12 is the actual, like, aftermath.
Yeah. So, there's a couple of fun references like that in there. But, I did, however, because I had heard such good things about the later issues of some of Ryan Ottley stuff, specifically the Carnage fight. And actually, even before that, we've been planning this episode for over a month now, which is why I know we all read this a while ago. And so, it's been a little bit since we read it now. But I did kind of keep reading. After finding which episodes he worked on, I had I at the time had a Marvel Unlimited subscription. I was like, oh, I've got all these issues. I can just kind of go through. And so I flipped through some of them, and there's some interesting stories, some J. Jonah stuff, some Craven stuff in there that's interesting. It's kind of surrounded, it has the wrapper of the Marvel legacy kind of tying it down at times. But there's some stuff that's really interesting. The Carnage fight was awesome. It was really good. It's cutting between him and, again, you gotta kind of just accept it. Norman Osborn, who was previously Green Goblin, currently has the Carnage symbiote on him. And he also thinks he's Cletus Cassidy. And then there's all this other stuff that has to do with King in Black and all the other Venom stuff going on. But anyways, he's fighting Norman as Carnage, and it's a really cool fight scene. I mean, he's flashing back to all all of his friends that Norman's killed. You got Gwen Stacy, you got Flash Thompson, and all these people, and it's a really good emotional beatdown that he gives him, just pulling off the symbiote, and there's blood, and it's like Ryan Ottley getting to play with the tools and the toys that he likes most, and I dug that. I thought that was a lot of fun. So yeah, overall, it was good.
Overall, fun.
I was to say it's a fun read. I enjoyed the first volume for what it's worth. I think what was his name? The villain that was introduced, Kindred, cool looking villain. I saw online who he is. It's ridiculous, and you would never understand it. So that's a disappointment. But otherwise, the visuals, Ryan Ottley killed it. I love his Spider-Man. I think it looks really cool. I wish, we could see more of his Spider-Man across other mediums, across other stories, used in other promotional artwork or what, because his Spider-Man does kill it. I want a Marvel Snap variant for him. You know what I mean? Like, I want his artwork in things, because I think he draws Spider-Man so well.
Mm-hmm. I think overall it was great, but I feel like it was kind of geared toward a slightly younger audience. Like,
oh, it has to be.
Bill, like Riker is like what, like 11 years old?
11, yeah.
Yeah. So I think he would love it. If you were to read it, I think he would like flip over. I think he'd really enjoy it. And, Ryan Ottley was on this, and Ryan Ottley is known for blood and like craziness and carnage, and it's something crazy, and it wasn't really that. And we're like, oh, well, it can't be that because it's Marvel, and it's. But then he goes to Hulk, and it's fucking crazy. Mm-hmm. So it's what the comic is geared toward.
Oh yeah, of course.
Hulk is more geared toward us, right? I feel like, and it was nuts and it was crazy. And Spider-Man being like the main, title card of the MCU or not the MCU, the Marvel Comics universe. I think it's more geared toward kids, so it was perfect for what it was. Just not necessarily geared to me. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Bill, your thoughts?
My closing statements are just what my opening statements were. Like, I have a difficult time. Like, if it were Kirkman that wrote it, I would have read the whole thing. You know what I mean? But I was interested in it because of Ottley's art, and I enjoyed what I saw, but I just couldn't get into all the rigmarole of the. It's funny you said not the MCU. It would be the Marvel Comics universe, which is the
not the Marvel, but not the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
We've got a couple listeners who wrote in with their thoughts. First up is Christopher Wise from the Invincible podcast. He says, "Hey guys, so glad Mitch chose Spider-Man for this month. I'm a webhead first and foremost, so I was really excited to read Spider-Man again. When I read this, I had no idea who Ottley was, but I remember loving the art." So this is interesting. He read this before Invincible.
This is an interesting perspective.
Yeah. When I remember loving the art. Now it makes sense why I fell in love with Invincible too. Opening on an Ottley homage to One Moment in Time was really perfect and tugged at all the heartstrings for me. It really shows how much Ottley cares for this character. It's hilarious how MJ is just Eve with bangs, but I guess beautiful redheads are superheroes' true weaknesses. The way Ottley draws Kindred definitely stands out, and it was really cool to see him play with that character as the series went on. I feel like most people weren't a huge fan of Ottley Spider-Man, but he was followed by Patrick Gleason, who is also a stellar Spider-Man artist. I think his cover work is truly amazing, though. Bold move putting word bubbles on the cover, but boy, did he pull it off. Issue 40 is a hilarious example of that. All in all, I enjoyed reading this again and can't wait to hear what you guys think. Love, Chris.
Did people really not like Ottley's Spider-Man?
I don't know.
Was that a general consensus, or what?
I wasn't really in the sphere to gauge that, but I didn't think that was a thing. I know we've talked to Ottley at cons and stuff like that, and he's talked about how great it was that, he got the Marvel bump, at conventions and everything like that. Like, people sought him out way more than they did for Invincible, obviously. Like, once you're a Spider-Man artist, you have that recognition, you have that banner at your table, you've got those people coming, and once you got them, they're probably sticking around for Invincible, or at least more likely to give it a shot. So hey, win-win.
That was one of the coolest things Ottley said, is like his whole, not the reason why he did it, but one of the things that he loves about it is that like he can go to that audience and then be like, hey, follow me back over here. Like literally those are his words. And just, again, it just shows testament to fucking Invincible, man. And like what it means to even the artists, the creators. Yeah.
So story being what it is, I mean, he got to play with his favorite superhero, draw some cool action and fights and swinging around and everything. And he gets to, get his name out there more and build a bigger fan base because of it, which is awesome. So it is overall, I think it's great. And that's an interesting perspective, Chris, being someone that read this before Invincible. And you clearly, I mean, talking about Back to Basics? No, One Moment in Time. And, with him and MJ and everything like that and remembering that moment, I liked that callback. But again, I don't have that history with the comics, so I didn't really get that as well. So I know a lot of this is because we don't have that legacy history, but coming from somebody who would be picking this up as a number one, I think that's where we're coming at.
I wonder what it was like for Chris to have read Ottley as Spider-Man, and seen his art as like his most recent art, and then go back to his
issue
early
11, 12 art.
His early Invincible stuff, and be like, this is Ottley, but it's not really Ottley, and then to have it then go back to
and then catch back up to it.
Spider-Man,
that's interesting.
It's gonna be interesting.
Bill, you're up next.
Yeah, so this is the continuation from Owen. Is it the continuation?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We've seen Ryan Ottley over at Marvel now tackling both Spider-Man and Hulk. So which character from the big two, Marvel or DC, oh man, would you like to see Ottley provide art for that he hasn't yet? Thanks, Owen. P.S. When you do the Inevitable Destroyer episode, you should totally get Mitch to be on, since he kind of started the whole #NeverDestroyer campaign, and it only makes sense to have him be on the episode in a full circle kind of manner. No, he won't be on that episode. Absolutely. He does not get. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't get the benefit. Oh my God, fucking Batman, dude. Fucking Batman. Could you Ottley doing or Batman Beyond?
Okay, that's maybe more Batman Beyond than Batman, but.
Yeah. Oh, he would crush Batman, like a rated R Batman.
Oh my God, he would kill it.
Holy
Could you imagine him like
or Batman Beyond? I'll take whatever.
A rated R fucking Joker scene where or oh my God, Clayface, like oh my God, he would crush it. That would be sick. Could you imagine if you went to DC for something like a small arc like that?
Yeah. I think we're just going with our favorite stuff because I'm thinking like I just want to see X-Men. I think him doing a squad like that would be really cool, and getting to see him do all those powers. Other than that, I don't know. One of the first things I thought of, just because I've always liked the character design, I know he's coming back for another story written by Stephanie Phillips, who we know. Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Harley Quinn?
Yeah, she did Harley Quinn.
Yeah,
but she's
doing
Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Wow,
which is another
awesome.
Character I love the design for and everything. So I think Ottley would be able to pull that off in a cool way too. But
it'd be cool because another one of our favorite artists, Dylan Burnett, started Cosmic Ghost Rider. So it'd be cool if Ottley got on that too, and it's like two of our biggest our favorite artists. So
Yep. So that's who we think. And TJ, can you give us the other part of Matthew Novak's email?
Sure, I sure can, Ryan.
Gee, thanks.
He says, my favorite part of Ottley's Spider-Man run is his cover to Spider-Man or to Amazing Spider-Man #1. Mm-hmm. I think it's one of the most quintessential Spider-Man images. Every character is drawn perfectly and the colors pop very well.
And it was a double-sided, front and back. This is the one that recently we saw was a puzzle.
Yeah.
Out there cool. Over in Target.
Which is not the first one?
That's what he said. He said it was again. Yeah. So I wonder what the first image was.
It was a second one because I feel like a year ago Ottley posted that it was a puzzle.
Interesting.
I can't remember what the image was though.
We'll have to look it up. Yeah. But yeah, if I ever see one, I'd get my hands on that. Having an Ottley puzzle, that'd be cool. Yeah. And I do love that image because I mean that issue 1 I think is amazing, and it is cool seeing all the characters on there. Yeah, it's pretty great. So yeah,
well, there we have it.
That does it for our main episode. The bulk of our episode here for this podcast. Give you guys a couple minutes if you guys would like to talk about any other stuff that you want to share that you've been reading, watching, playing, anything like that.
Before anyone speaks,
okay.
I got to get this out there and say, yes, we can talk for 2, 3, 4 hours about God of War. But just to get it out of the way, what are your overall thoughts? No spoilers, just quick topics, quick thoughts.
The first game, after beating it, became my favorite game of all time. I'm enjoying the second one very much. I am still early in, I have not beat it. I can't say I'm early in. I'm probably 3/4 of the way in. But I am enjoying it very much. It definitely has a different pacing than the first one in really interesting ways. And that's something that I feel like I'm not struggling with, but bumping up against in a way. And I'm excited to see how it all comes to fruition and whether or not, in hindsight, I like that more or less than the first game. Overall, loving it.
The first game felt like more of a traditional video game. I mean, in the sense that it was like, Ryan, to your point, like the pacing, it was just quick.
It's very linear.
Fun, linear, action. You know what I mean?
And this one is too, but there's some things.
Ragnarok is an experience where like you could tell the developers were just like, there are so many moments where they take the time. There could be like a 2-minute like scene where it's just characters just kind of like looking down, like, and just emoting, and they're just feeling like it's what you would watch during like the King's Speech, like an Oscar-winning movie. Like, they're not afraid to take the time to show these scenes and these characters change and evolve. I don't know if I like it more than the first game, but I think that the emotion in this game and the evolution of the characters is just something to behold. It's just, guys, it's something to behold. They did such an immaculate job.
The world they created, man.
The characters they wrote. I think
overall, I'm I enjoyed it.
I beat it. Sorry,
I did too. I also beat it. I thought it was great. I thought it was, there are, just like any game, literally any game, there's things that I love about it. There's things that I didn't care about it. But overall, it's such a solid game. And one thing I will say is that this game does relationships better than I've seen in maybe better than I've seen in any other game. Like, not just the
character
core
growth
relationships
and why they.
Not just the core relationships of like the two main characters, or like, but like friendships or like enemy relationships, like how they do certain things and the conversations that characters have, like Atreus having a conversation with another character. I won't say who it is, but he's not even like a main character, and just every time they talk, it's such good dialogue. It's so good, and how the character growth is so key to this game, and it's what made the game for me is how characters grow and evolve and move on. I mean, it's such a fun game too. Like the game going into cinematics and then going back in the game is flawless. It's great. I understand the argument of, is it better than the first game or not? I get it,
which I don't think is necessary. I'm just for context. That's all.
But I don't know if I could choose. And I like that.
That's fine.
I like that I'm not able to choose.
I think that it felt a lot like how The Last of Us and The Last of Us Part 2 felt. Like, The Last of Us was fucking perfect, and it was amazing, and the pacing was great. And then the second game, the developers were like, you know what? We have this message that we want to say and this story we want to tell, and we don't really
And this is not going to be a conventional storytelling.
It's exactly the same. It's kind of almost exactly the same. Right. And
ironically, I think I liked it more in Last of Us 2. But again, I haven't finished God of War yet. But Last of Us 2, I did not want that game. And then it happened, and I was absolutely blown away.
Mm-hmm. I think the Last of Us and Last of Us 2 were slightly different. And this is just my opinion. And again, we don't have to go and like rank them because it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. But the storytelling of Part 2 was unlike anything that I've ever seen. Yeah. So like The Last of Us 2 was like, for me, leaps and bounds better than the first one, storytelling wise. and I never could have thought that was even possible. But yeah. So
last thing about God of War. So the first game I cried one time, and it was in the beginning. Spoiler alert! It's during the pyre scene, like the intro of the game.
The first 2 minutes of the game.
The intro of the game.
Yeah.
Like I was like, holy shit, this is going to be something special. And God of War Ragnarok, I cried 4 times. Like got teary eyed and like had to like do this and it's just, man, the payoffs. Yes, the pacing is different, but the payoffs for those moments are just like, you're like, all right,
awesome.
All right, I get it. All so by the end of it, Ryan, you'll be like, okay, I think I feel differently about this game.
We'll see. We'll talk more off air.
All right.
Anything else?
Moving on. I started watching, even though I have had no interest in it at all, She-Hulk. I have the last episode to go.
Oh, cool.
It's okay. It's pretty good.
I'm excited to see what you think of the last episode. Isn't Daredevil awesome? How awesome are those Daredevil episodes?
I'm sorry. I am halfway through the second to last episode. But so far, Daredevil is amazing. But I'm in the Daredevil episode right now.
How do you stop halfway?
Because I had to join this recording. That's why.
You were watching it today?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a great episode, TJ. I'm excited for you to watch the rest of that.
What else? There was
Guardians of the Galaxy, the holiday.
So yeah,
special?
did you guys watch that?
I haven't watched it.
We watched it.
It was a ton of fun.
Yeah, Liz cried at the end of it.
It hits you. It comes out of nowhere too.
Dude,
it's like,
anytime that Yondu is like a part of it, you're like, oh my god. Yeah. Like it's very,
Manta
very good.
Stole it. Palm. She's incredible and like she stole the show.
Yeah. Yeah. It was good. Yeah. It was good. It wasn't as like don't think it's like some cosmic thing. It's like, it's a holiday special and it's great. It's great. The end of it made it. It was really good. We started watching Wednesday.
Oh yeah.
Have you watched it at all, TJ?
No, that's literally on my list of all
Andor.
of the things I need to watch.
Andor.
So when I was watching Wednesday, I didn't think that I would like I forget her name, the actress's name. What is it? Jenna Ortega. Liz down there. She knows all the freaking characters. I don't know, but I didn't think, but she is killing it as Wednesday. And literally, guys, it is a rated R Harry Potter.
All right. You sold me. Shoot.
It's Hogwarts, but it's
I'm kind of bummed that this didn't come out like late September or mid October. Like
I thought that was weird too that it didn't.
Like I'm not really in the mood for this right now. I almost want to wait till next fall.
And Wednesday, like as the main character, like if you don't like her, you wouldn't like the show. But she just anytime
I've seen it, she looks great. I'm
she
excited.
fucking kills it. She kills it. TJ, what were we gonna see? You guys saw Black Panther?
Oh yeah, we saw Wakanda Forever. Mm-hmm. I liked it. I liked what they did with the character in the absence of Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah.
I thought it was good.
It being a movie and a story about grief and how that affects people in different ways, and like the messages behind the movie and all that kind of stuff was just what they were able to pull off with all the things they had to battle going into the making of this movie, and the message they were still being able to tell. Yeah, there's some superhero-y tropey type issues, there's some CG here and there and some things like but like the big picture of what they pulled off was amazing. And I mean, I think it's, up there with, probably the other Black Panther. If you'd probably like it around the same, spot.
What's funny is like if we were me and Ryan were ranking it, Ryan, you said that you liked it a little bit less than the first one. I liked it a little bit more than the first one.
Yeah, but
I think you're going to be right around there.
Exactly.
It's there.
So,
I haven't seen it yet. I'm really losing it, guys. I'm feeling kind of marveled out, and maybe even superheroed out. Like we saw Black Adam, and that was. Did you guys see that yet?
No.
You saw it?
Yeah. Me and Liz went to go. We were in
how I feel about
Corning,
it too.
and we went to go see it. There were parts of it that were pretty good, but otherwise it was just it had no story. Like it was just I don't even know why The Rock was like, this is going to reinvent the DC universe, and it
marketing
didn't. You could have made it like a TV show episode. Like it literally was nothing. So
yeah.
Other than that, I don't really.
Of things like Bill. I know you watched a couple of these, but like I still need to do and watch A Christmas Story, Christmas, Spirited,
awesome movie.
I still need to watch Andor. The Guardians of the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special, like we talked about. I still need to watch Wednesday.
These are all
also,
good things,
Bill,
man. Like it's a good time for shows.
Things. Yeah. The Santa Claus, still need to watch that. Like you and I.
Katie and I watched the first 3.
You're not going to watch it, Bill?
No, we watched the first, I think, 3 episodes.
Don't
it
do that.
Didn't really do anything for me.
Let me put it in perspective for you, TJ. Do you like the second and third movie?
No, but normally when they wait years,
But TJ,
let me put it this way:
things back.
I thought the first 3 episodes of the show. Thank God they're only 30-minute episodes. I thought they were better than the second and third movie, but they're not far from the second and third movie. They're better, but they're not.
I have this thing where I could be really excited for something, and if someone tells me that it's not good, I just don't.
Outright.
I just don't.
No, watch it. Watch it. I think it's worth watching. Especially, I mean, you're never gonna watch it except for this time of year. Watch it.
Yeah,
you'll watch Andor. Right. You'll watch Andor later.
Watch it.
They're short episodes.
Watch,
Spirited though, you need to watch. You need to fucking watch.
I cannot. Out of the list, A Christmas Story Christmas is number 1, but I'm gonna
Spirited
wait.
Is better.
I'm gonna wait until we get close. A Christmas Story is probably in my top 5 favorite movies in general.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love that movie. So I want to wait until closer to Christmas to watch that. Spirited is next on the list, like of things I'm excited for. I'll watch it soon. I'll watch it soon.
Good one to watch soon.
Yeah. It looks awesome.
So yeah, all right. Thank you all for listening to this episode or watching this episode. Be sure to let us know what you think of Spider-Man's or Ryan Ottley's Spider-Man run. And man, excited for next year. This is it for 2022. We're going to be doing our looking back at 2022 episode next month, just because that is tradition. We'll be talking about that, as well as hopefully got some more stuff in the works. We've got our Adam Eve and Robot unboxing video coming out soon. We'll be hopefully doing some other videos we have planned. And yeah, man, Invincible turns 20 in January next month. And it's going to be a really fun 2023. So I can't wait for all of you to join us on this fun ride. It's going to be a lot. So
next year's going to be busy.
It's going to be a lot. It's going to be good.
Which is fair because we've had quite the break.
We had quite the break. So here we are. You know, we're kind of putting a pin in 2022, and we're going to hit the ground running in 2023 in a few ways.
Quick sprinting.
That's right. So have a great holiday season, everybody. I hope you all enjoy it, and we'll see you around next time. Bye.
Until 2023. Bye. Did you just throw up a peace sign, TJ?
Peace out, homie. We out.
We out.